Well, Eddie, we're here in Solace. We made it. I mean, it's been a long time coming. Pretty amazing, right?
Oh yeah, man! I'm excited. It's a big milestone for the Cornucopias team. Congratulations to that. That's fantastic. This is great. This is fantastic.
Yeah. So I think breaking tradition of our normal, like kind of the way we open the podcast, we're going to take a little walk down memory lane.
Are you ready?
Things have changed. Things have changed quite a bit.
All right, Rob, what are you drinking? Do you know what I'm drinking? Because I just took a sip.
So exciting to have everybody here on this momentous occasion.
Tell me, what are you drinking at this very moment?
What are you drinking today?
Help me, I don't know how to get up here. I'm stuck.
Oh, I don't want to be mean, but like the most thoughtless criticism.
Say it.
You're stupid idiots.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
Chancellor Palpatining me right now?
Yeah, man.
Welcome to a world where the sky is no longer the limit.
See, that's a penalty.
Oh, surprise gift.
I have the Holy Grail.
Oh, that's a good-looking chalice.
I did not sign the waiver. If you publicize this,
I'm just going to poke you with a stick.
Okay, I need reminders.
Rob, before we go too much further, I need to know, what are you partaking in? What sort of libation or beverage?
Yes, there's light. Now we can see. Crow, if you need a guide, I can take you anywhere you want. Yeah. Kopi Boar, 6438.
I'm coming up on my worst time ever.
Yeah, it's a very good Friday, and I'm drinking Stella Artois today.
It's a special episode. Excuse the tissue. Goodness gracious, did I start with that in my nose?
Let's talk about it.
A myriad of activities such as crafting, commerce, combat racing, and more.
It's good to meet you, Mr. Claus.
Dap Central is literally my favorite Cardano-based YouTube channel right now.
It's actually funny because you are a huge inspiration to myself.
Friends, Romans, cornucopians, lend us your ears. Ears like ears of corn.
It is Crypto Moose, and we're gonna get loose.
Well, today, all about the sunshine, I have a very bright drink. Fanta. Oh, mine stopped driving now.
Uh-oh.
Maybe that's because I finished.
Welcome to Around the Corn, presented by the Knights Guild. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe because we love the likes and subscriptions here at Around the Corn. If you want to hear us speculate wildly on something in-game, and now there is more to speculate than there's ever been before because this place is gigantic, please throw your questions and comments into the comments, and next episode we'll pretend to know the answer. Follow us and the Knights Guild on X. You can learn a ton about the Knights Guild on Discord and the Guild website. All the links you need are in the description. I'm your host, Fo Hubris. As always, I'm joined by the man who isn't afraid to free solo every mountain in Solace 2, Eddie Z. Eddie,
Oh yeah, man.
How you doing,
Going
buddy?
down. You're going down, man.
In true form for the podcast, we're gonna probably do something that might take us 3 hours. We're not gonna make you watch us do it for 3 hours, but we're gonna race to a top of a mountain here.
We're gonna scale that mountain up there.
Yeah, I put a marker in right there, so that's where we're gonna try to get. First one gets there, wins, and is the greatest mountain climber in the history. Like, I think Goose is trying to make his way over to us. I can see him struggling up some rocks. So we're going to struggle up some rocks too, and we're going to just talk about Solace.
Oh, yeah, man.
All right. On your marks, set, go.
Do it. This is a long time. It's been, going on 3 years now. And out of all the projects, this one is delivering. Clearly, they're delivering. I mean, I was talking about it in Discord earlier, but I was like, well, I wonder what the naysayers are saying now. And they're like, yeah, they'll still be saying something. Of course, they'll always say be saying, it's not good enough or whatever. It's just a walk simulator, whatever.
Well, they're gonna say what's there to do? You can walk around and climb rocks, and you're gonna be like, I mean, bro, like, yeah,
somewhere.
Yeah, like, what do you? What do you? I mean, they can't like magically create the game to play and build the world at the same time. They got to do one. You know, they got to do one before the other.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's all about building a foundation, and this is solid. I mean, I'm very, very impressed. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, obviously, we only had a taste of Solace prior to this, and I'm very impressed with the textures of the rocks, the lighting, the reflections, the shadows, the shimmer of the lights from the sun when it's like beaming through like leaves. I like that, like the sunbeams. It's very, very surreal to me that they are able to achieve this. And again, it's just I'm happy that that we got such a great team on the congrats, honestly, to the devs.
I think it's really easy to like imagine like, you know, these people who spending hours and hours like creating this game, and it's their baby, and they're like, they think it's amazing and they think it like looks incredible, and so when they talk about it, they're like, oh, it's gonna blow your mind, it's gonna be awesome, right? And then you get to it and you're like, I mean, all right, sure. If anything, they've been underselling how amazing this is to us for the last year, right? Because they've been, you know, like it's. I think that's like important to point out that they weren't, you know, exaggerating about how incredible this is going to be and how amazing it's going to look.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're a fair point. I think they're underselling it. I mean, but then again, I also do believe it's a very huge help. It's the efforts of transitioning over to UE5, right? It's also it's taking that time to make the right decisions.
This would not have been possible in UE4 for sure.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So hats off to the decision making as well from Rob and Josh and David to make that move happen, because it's gonna help out in the long run.
It's funny how like just a couple weeks ago it was like the whole topic of like, why is this taking so long? When do we get what you promised us? And then, you know, Rob said, you know, we made the decision to switch, and then that we stop using Polygon assets, and like this is the result of that. Like you know, if you're still mad about how long it's taking, like look what they've created. It's not even. I mean, I'm gonna just stop and take a minute to look, not like at a wall. You know, maybe for the benefit of the podcast, you should take a couple breaks here and there and just turn around and show the views from where we are.
Yeah,
but
I hope there is like mountain climbing skills available to us at some point, because like one of the things, and I hope Rob is listening here, because like something that I really enjoyed was even as cartoonish as it looked like, but Zelda from Link from Zelda was how he climbed on Breath of the Wild and was climbing and scaling these mountain rocks here. It just would be really nice to be able to have like a skill level for mountain climbing for sure.
I mean, it's kind of in Assassin's Creed, they did it where like you would jump and you would try to like use a handhold or something, you know, like I wonder, I mean, if that would be possible, like instead of like just kind of like, actually Fryler invented the term. He said Billy goating your way up the mountain. I mean, I know he meant mountain goat, but like Billy, it just sounded so funny to me, like Billy goating your way up the mountain. And that's kind of like what you're doing right now, is you're just like, you know, hopping your way up.
I think I'm literally going the opposite direction. I'm going down.
Are you? I had to check my map and see. It's, you know, a lot of times when you're climbing this stuff, you have to like go down to go back up. It's like that, you know, you're rarely finding direct routes to where you want to go.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I haven't made any progress upwards yet.
Oh no, I just had a big fall. Oh
David,
no,
David, I hope you're not lying to us that you can scale it all. No, scale it.
I know he's. I mean, I don't think you would get this far up as I did. Oh man, did I just ruin it? There's no way.
I might have to go back. I mean, I'm going down, going further down. Okay, whoever gets to the bottom first.
That's fair.
I like the scanning, that the scanner and how it looks. I know we talked about it. Well, I guess we haven't, but like I've talked about it personally in Discord and all that stuff. But it's just a really good system. I mean, And I'm not upset. Some people have been, talking about the time of, can it just stay there? Like hit the button one time and it just stays there. I think that defeats the purpose. Honestly, I think that's just that's the whole point. That's what the whole gamification of the whole thing is.
Also, even if they're gonna do that at some point in the future, like I mean, like can we just cut them some slack? They just delivered Solace. Like if like that's your gripe, if that's your gripe, then we're doing.
Yeah, stop nitpicking, right? It's like just enjoy it, embrace it. Like they've this is what they've been working hard at, and I can't wait for the following 2 theme zones to be coming out, because I mean I still can't. I'm still absorbing this, right? Like I should be taking right now. I know I should be like scouting, and I have been a little bit, right, in terms of like scouting for land plots. But honestly, this is insane. This is by the way, Solace 2. We're currently we came out of the Wolf's Grove. Wolf's Grove is what this location is, where we're at right now. So
I'm gonna just try jumping backwards.
I like this area. This looks like really cool, to be honest. Scanning the area, you can see what maps. You can see that there's a bunch of land plots right here. It's in between 2 mountains.
All right, Eddie. After we realize that maybe it's not the best podcast in the world for us to just be staring at a rock the whole time when we have this amazing place to check out.
You are my Everest.
Yeah, I mean, I think we left Goose up there somewhere. He's trying to scale that mountain. So like, good luck, Goose. It's not gonna be us, not today. So I mean, I'm looking at this land plot right here, and it's a large.
Yeah, look at that. Look how big that is. It also takes up part of the station over here too. So it's like you do have to sacrifice maybe some slight square footage on this corner. So you have to also take that into account when you're looking at these land plots, right? Because I'm curious if there's any trees as well that you can't cut down that are going to be in certain land plots too, in certain forward. Like, I haven't seen the whole thing, but
we have a visitor.
Hey, it's Goose.
Well, we decided to rope Goose into the podcast here because 3 is better than 2, and we're just gonna hang out and look at these land plots and see if we can figure out what makes a good land plot or not. So
yeah, welcome back, man.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, it's the Goose Hour. So like when you like here we're in a large land plot, all we know is get like this address, the 48 Wolf Grove Mountains Shadow Solace. What do you think makes a good land plot? I mean, the fact that this one's right next to the train station, does that make it more or less desirable for you?
I think so, because if you're right next to the train station, you're going to be able to transport anything that you have. Like these can be desirable plots because I'm not sure if you're going to be able to teleport right to your land plot, if you'll have to run to it each time. So if just for ease of access, this one's pretty desirable.
Yeah, that actually begs a question in terms of like where would you spawn? Because if let's say you have a land plot and you end up maybe having because in most games that I would assume you guys have played the game similar to that, where you play a crafting building game, you actually have a bed, right, where you actually like will spawn and like you designate a spawn point at.
Yeah, like the camp in Red Dead, like you're camp. I mean, we do know that there's going to be the living quarters in the build. I mean, in the middle of the domes, right? So I imagine that's where you're going to start spawning, unless you're staying at a hotel. Like that's an option too, right? Is like to stay at these hotels with these nice reviews.
Yeah, that'll play a part as well, right? That's kind of the whole part of the whole renting part of the whole deal with crypto as well. I mean, that's going to bring in revenue because people are not going to want to go through that all over again. I mean, I know because I hate to say it, but it's I've had some like little hiccups with crashing, but that's the build, right? That's the testing portion of the whole game. But I've definitely tested the transport system. I can tell you that right now, multiple times coming into Solace. It's a fun ride, right? So it's very cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's very impressive. I love how you see the grandness of going into Solace and how big it is. You see the 3 worlds as you're kind of like coming through from the transport, the public transport. into the what would you call it? The Solace hub, I guess.
Come over to where I am and like look down in this ravine here. Look at these land plots down here.
I see Goose. Is that? Oh, I see you over there.
Yeah, come on over here. Like, I do think you and I, Eddie, were probably wrong a little bit about the value of the vehicles and stuff for transportation. Like, maybe like a vehicle rental business is going to be viable because we were like why you and I thought like why would anyone rent vehicles if you could just take the public transportation? But like if you have to wait 10 minutes, if it's going to stay that slow for ever, I think a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I'm going to go rent all of Jupiter's vehicles because I think he's got like 1,000 of them.
Yeah, because if you think about it too, because look at all the like in terms of units, in terms of what you're using. I mean, I know some of these you'll be able to stack certain things. Like I'm looking at my inventory screen right now with the grape soda and the energy drink and the mushrooms or the amanita, which is I guess a mushroom, right? Like so, I'm curious. Like that's how many units that right there in what I'm carrying is 1, 2, 3, like 4, 5. I mean, I'm like half of my items in it. That's probably a good like 20 spaces, maybe more, like 30 spaces. And what does the sprinter carry? Like I forget what the capacity is for the sprinter. It's like, wasn't it like 400 or something like that units?
Well, I mean, that's going to be interesting is the transportation vehicles, like for like logistics. Goose, when you look down into this ravine and you see, I think there's two land plots down there that I can see kind of. One is in a grassy area by that tree, and one is like on like really on top of rocks, right? What like do you think that there's like any more value of being like on top of the rocks versus the grass over there by the tree? Like just if you had to pick between those two land plots, which would you want?
I'd want the one with the grass. As I don't know why, but the grass. There's some trees over there. There's a little bit of shade. So like sometimes if you're running out in the sun in Solace, I don't. It's a weird feeling of like I feel like I'm exposed. So like you almost want maybe a little bit of cover too, or I guess it's all preference.
Do you think that do you think that's when you're looking across, there's like a trail that goes up that mountain? Do you want to go over there and see if we can find where it starts?
Ooh, let's do it.
You see where I'm looking? Like like a windy trail.
Yes.
All right, let's head on down.
Send it.
Base jumping. We're going base jumping.
Yeah, it's so much easier going down than it is going up.
Whee! Oh, my ankle. Oh my God.
I know, right?
Oh man, this is great. I hope we never have health.
I know.
Like fall damage.
I know.
It's not gonna happen. But
have you been like giddy about like how many? I mean, because we're kind of the people that were playing the game when no one was playing it, And now that like every time you come on here, you see 10 new faces. Has that been as exciting for you as it has been for Eddie and I?
100%. I'm seeing all these new names. I see a Super Goose around now, which
I
always say what's up to him. Like, man.
I know. I saw him too. I saw him as well, and I was like, wait, the Goose change? Was Goose not good enough? He had to be like Super Goose?
No. No, it's fun to see all the names. It feels like people have kind of come and go and maybe play a little bit more and then maybe get onto another game or just take some time off and then you see him again. But it feels like everybody came back at once as well. So it's fun to see the community out here. I mean, this is probably the biggest. I mean, this is the biggest drop since Kalido. So it's I mean, it's just exciting and it's just like reopening all the talks about cornucopias. I mean, socials are heating up and it's just an exciting time.
I think it's because like it really goes to show that like these people have not been here. They have not been like participating, but they have not left, which I think is like really, really exciting. Cause like sometimes I'd wonder, like, is there just 20 of us on Discord and we're all just talking to each other? And that's not the case. That others have just been kind of quietly waiting for what we have now. And so I've been really happy to see that.
Agreed. Do you know once we get our land plot? So during the land event, once we get our land plot, is there going to be a use case for it right away, or is it almost like we pick our land and then we're still kind of hanging out for a few months? before we can.
Yeah.
I think we're hanging out.
Okay.
I think we're hanging out for a little bit.
We do have some inside information on what's next, though. It's not about the like land utility, but we do know that they were doing a poll question at Rare Evo asking people what would you rather have next, I think Esperanza, like the next dome, or would you rather have PvP? And so it seems like, and I think they hinted at it a little bit in the Kopi Cafe where they're having like these discussions about what they want to do next, and that maybe they've changed their mind. So I think like maybe it's gonna be something in more like gameplay that they're gonna add next.
I think that's smart.
That's at least my guess.
Yeah, you definitely want to have. I mean, I don't know if, like, I guess what you would. I'm curious what the community thinks. So leave a comment down below in terms of like, what would you want to do, right? In terms of where would you want the direction to go? In terms of should they focus more so on the crafting and building portion, or should they go ahead and focus on doing a multiplayer aspect, or like a PvP, or something that keeps you kind of pacified while they work through building the crafting portion of it.
I mean, I would almost like, and there's no one who's been more like critical of this idea of like a fishing game than me, right? Like because it's like it's not because I don't think I think it's a bad idea. It's because it's talked about so much that I'm like it makes me wonder, is this only a fishing game? But like if that's what they added, I think that would be. I mean, I would probably be a convert. I'd probably be out here fishing every day. And trying to get like more fish than good. Like I wonder if I don't think it's a shooter. Like I don't think they're asking if they should put a shooter in or not.
I think whatever they put in though, and is, I think no matter what they do, I think it's necessary to put something in, and that because they're testing everything out. So like I mean, no matter what, I think whether they do whatever they do, right, it doesn't matter. You're still gonna be testing the game, helping them out. They need engagement, so they're going to be rewarding us little by little based on the things, the activities. So we're here. It's early. I think no matter what, it's going to be fun. No matter what, I'm just excited, honestly, just with this baseline, which is just huge. It's a big playground, and now we're just let's put some toys in it, right?
But like, what if you're like somebody who is like you own some land plots and you like, well, I bought these land plots. I've been holding on to them, which they've been basically all they've been good for is getting some rewards when I stake them, right? Like what, like to those people maybe they're like, why are you delaying what I pay? I mean, I spent money on these things. I want to be able to claim my land. It's an argument that I would be sympathetic to. It's not one that I would agree with. But I wonder if there's people out there that feel that way, that they're like, no, I've been waiting already twice as long as I thought I was when I bought this land.
Yeah, hence the question, will there be utility, right? When we have, I mean, I will say, and it does seem sometimes that, I feel like they undersell it, right? Like what we talked about earlier. It's just maybe there might be something that's already in the works in terms of the mechanics of the whole thing, right? We just don't know. It'd be nice, right? Like, I'm not gonna hold them to that, right? Like if it's. I know the.
Did you beat me up there?
Where? Oh,
did you find a faster way? Okay. Well,
I went left. You got like I traversed left and right.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
I think what's probably missing in terms of like this game looks beautiful. Like I mean, where
we're at right now is wild.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Like this game is brilliantly like done. But I will say the one thing I hope that they get eventually at some point, where obviously, right, I can't wait for the one to put the water in, right? Because I know that they had to like retouch the water. I know right now we're all like,
Jesus.
We're all like the Messiah right now. Yeah, exactly. Just go ahead and walking on, doing miracles, making miracles happen right now. Walking on water. But I mean, I feel like also like wind is also one thing that's kind of like I miss, right? Like in terms of like we run it through the grass, we should be able to move the grass out of the way. We should have wind, right? Where the wind's like you see the leaves and the trees kind of like rustling through the wind. I think that's kind of what's probably missing, just to make it feel even more alive, right? Just more realistic. Not saying that that's what needs to happen for the next build, but I can't wait for that to happen because I do want to see some of that I would want to see some little flutters of scattered leaves that eventually, like, I feel like if leaves were to fall, they should, like, in the game, they should just disappear, right? Like, as they fall. But it would be really nice to see that little bit of animation, a little bit of touch, the details.
I mean, Goose is like someone who owns like really valuable land plots and like owns numerous ones. Like, do you wonder do you if there's no utility for, like, let's say there would be no utility for the land for like 7 months, right? What's the value in picking the land plots now, like doing the land grab right now? Would you rather it be put off to right before there's utility, so you can make better decisions and have more information, or are you just clamoring to like put your land down right now and you don't care how risky it is, you just want to get your land?
I'm not in a rush.
Yeah.
I don't feel that.
Yeah.
We just got Solace. This is, I mean, just for 3 or 4 months, I feel like I'd be good knowing that they're building utility.
Yeah.
I would want utility to be pretty close after, you put your plot down. I do have a couple valuable, and then a few that are less valuable. And,
Yeah.
I can't wait to put it down, find the spot and, like, own that piece of land. But it's also, it's not a big rush for me right now.
Oh my God, you beat me again. I was just do we hit the end of the road up here? Like there's like, I mean, I don't think we're climbing this thing. Is there a way around?
Yeah, maybe come down here to the left a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's another little trail.
Look at that. We're taking the hard way. I think I'm kind of with you, because, like, I mean, I would rather, it would be cool to have like all the zones ready at once, have all the information like that you can possibly get, because there's probably no bigger decision you're going to make than where you place this land. And, like, man, these views are ridiculous.
I was about to say, you gotta check these views out. I've never seen a video game this pretty. This is my first time like seeing something like this.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever played Red Dead Redemption? Because it's like it's the closest thing to it, and this is 10 times better.
Oh yeah.
What about you? So like, you'd be good for, let's say, 6-7 months if they were saying like, hey, let's say in 6 months we're gonna add utility, and then land rush.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, like they've delivered so much in this
build
period of time that for me, it's like, I mean, they already had all the goodwill they needed. Like, if they were like, oh, these delays happen and we made this decision and we're gonna be at the end of 2025 now instead of the beginning of 2025, I would be disappointed. I would be grateful that they shared it with us. I would believe them, they have all the leeway that they would need, within the realm of 2025, right? Like, if they wanted to build more utility, because I mean, the other thing is like, how can you see what they've done and continued this narrative that it's not like the most special project in the entire, not just on Cardano or the cross chains that there are in all of gaming, Web 2 or Web 3. Like, how can you say that, and not think it's one of the best projects in the world? So
you can't.
I'm happy with
looking
what we
at
have.
this. I don't think, I don't know how you could say it's not, or it doesn't have the opportunity to be.
Where are we even going?
I don't know. I was hoping this would lead up, but I don't know if you can get up there.
Yeah. Let's go back and look for Eddie.
All right.
Yeah, with so many land plots, I just can't wait for it to have even more crafting stations. Like, because I know we're limited to 7, and I can't wait for it to expand because that's what's going to really drive land plots even further. Because right now, I get it. We want the utility, right? But again, there's got to be a lot of people doing the exact same stuff, right? So like, because there's 7 of them. Like, there's only that I'm aware of. I just hope that more variety happens sooner.
Yeah.
Just because or who knows? I mean, at the same time, I don't know what the balance is, right? Because I have nothing to reference. This has never been done before, so maybe I'm wrong, right? In terms of that, like,
I mean, like, but like
because
even if they were just introduced like one profession at a time or something, and like you like and like okay, well this month we're introducing farming or whatever they're gonna do, and then so it's like you have that for a little while, and you can mess around with it and learn it because like I mean it's gonna be like a reset anyways at some point, multiple resets and like trying and starting fresh. So I whatever utility they decide to put in when they decide to put it in, if it's if it's sooner rather than later, I'm gonna be really appreciative of it.
yeah, I think the one thing that they need to work on. Well, no, they don't. I think we still. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate the light, but I do think we still need something a little bit more directional, like a flashlight or something that illuminates a little bit more.
It's really dark.
Because when it's dark, it is dark. It is really, really dark, right? I don't care that it's dark. I mean, but I get it. But I just hope that we have some solutions for handheld lighting. But yeah, just a suggestion.
The problem is there's no. I know that there's going to be things that you can only do in the dark, but right now that's not the case. And so what you have happening is like it gets dark in Europe, and then everybody goes to North America, and then when it's dark there for both of them, are we jumping down? All right,
I think
and
so.
then it gets Oh no, don't get trapped. And then so you have this flood of people. What did you say?
That rock
rock's
is
a skull? Wait, where? The one we're heading towards?
Yeah, no, the one that you just jump past.
All
good.
I wanted to try to go over on this like flat top thing over here. That's like I think there's a road up to it, but we're probably not going to have to climb this whole wall again.
Yeah,
that's for you guys. I like how quick the compass works really well with the marker like that. The map design, I like how the map looks. I was gonna make a suggestion for this, but I'm glad it doesn't need to be said. But I'm really happy that they went with a map that has a grid system on it. That way people can reference like, hey, let's meet an E1 or let's go to G6 and meet there. So like I'm really glad that they actually did, because most maps these days they don't work on a grid system, which is kind of frustrating. I think more games should do that.
I mean, would you be surprised if like the next I know the next mint is the F9R, but would you be surprised if like they're like, all right, let's do an OG mint and give them a mount so they can move around this place faster? Because it's like
that would be freaking cool. That would be really, really cool. They did like a little amount for us.
Yeah.
Is there a month that they usually do the OG mint? I'm a new OG, so I've never had one before.
I actually asked Fareed to ask him because like it's on the roadmap, but I don't know if there was like an exact date. And I asked them if they had one planned for this year because we haven't had one this year. And when Fareed asked them, they're like, are you like, man, are you kidding? We've already been doing so much we can't even fathom doing an OG mint. But I do think there'll be one. I mean, I would my bet is early next year. We do have the Node King on here, so I would be remiss to not mention that the way the price of nodes are. I wish they would do like a new node mint for like a new kind of node, because like the nodes that they minted are like almost doubled in price on JPEG. They're like up to like 1300 ADA right now.
Oh my gosh, they've almost tripled. That's crazy in ADA.
Yeah. Well, in ADA, they've almost doubled in USD, but they've tripled in ADA. Yeah.
Look at this view. I mean, like, oh my god,
that was exciting.
Yeah,
this view is amazing. I like the fact that you could still see the other Solace in the far distance.
Yeah,
the other two Solaces, like depending on where you are. This view that I'm seeing is insane. Like, I love that.
Oh, I got to the top of this place.
I keep trying to get to you, then I keep like getting diverted. There's so much to see. I just can't.
I know. It's like.
What would you guys? I have a question for you. So, what would you guys want as the first utility? So, would you want land rush and farming? Would you want land rush and crafting? Would you want, if they just were going to introduce something, what's your pick?
I would think keep it easy and do the woodworking, do like
Woodworking?
the lumber and the woodworking. Yeah, just to get that that squared away and going. And I think that's a good milestone to start with.
If I'm thinking in terms of like them, and what works, what might be the best for them is like, and to create the most gameplay, it would be either mining or fishing, and then because that gives you a reason to go and travel around to different spots. It lets you like, I mean, from what I heard about mining, I didn't see it, but they had like a mining sample at I think Rare Evo last year, where it was like really challenging. You had to like go down in the deeper you went into the mines, the more rare the ore was, and it was like it was really easy to kind of fall to your death and stuff. And I think that would be in the same way that the holocaches have been fun to get, because like you have to like really work your way into it. I think mining would like make you have to like move around and go through all the Solace to go to the different mines and stuff. And I think that'd be really cool. The most utility I would like would be like having a couple of NPCs and then that just like can start giving you tasks and stuff to do and then travel that way. I think that would just be like pretty cool to do.
All right, so I have another question too. So land rush. So already, Solace has been live for about 24 hours. The plots that you have
Is
seen.
that it?
I know it's only been 24 hours, and I feel like I've logged on 4 times.
Yeah.
Do you guys like the ones that are out in the boonies, or do you like the ones that are in the city? Like, would you want to be like next to? Because that's beneficial too. If like you have some buddies in the game, and you guys have obviously you're gonna have neighbors. So do you want the neighbors, or do you want to be secluded?
A little of both. I mean, I'm a little of both for sure. I mean, it's just I feel like what you mentioned earlier in terms of being close to a train location is a good idea as well. Just again, high traffic just to get that transaction going with terms of like the economy and getting out certain materials. But at the same time, you also want those like locations where there is a fishing spot that's secluded, right? And that's the location why people go there. And maybe you are the ones, being able to supply that as well, like for that fishing sport there at that location, that remote location. So it's a little of both. I mean, it's going to be tough because I mean, I feel like there's going to be all these great spots are going to be taken. I mean, there's so many good spots, but it's like I feel like you definitely need some high rarities to make sure you get the ones that you really want.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, first off, I am like 100% out in the boondocks. One is because David, when David asked which he would prefer, he said, "Oh, well, my personality, I'd want to be out there." I'm like, "Yeah, but you also know everything about the game." And so if David said he wants the ones that are far away, that's the ones that I want. But like also just from like a scarcity standpoint, there's definitely fewer land plots that are far away from the towns, right? So like if in that case, if there's fewer of them, maybe they end up being more valuable. So I want the ones that are far away. Hey Goose, let's go down to like one of those islands. Is that where the fishing spot is? Is there a fishing spot down there?
Yeah, that water looks cool.
Yeah, because I bet you down around that island. Yeah,
there's definitely less water in Solace 2 than Solace 1.
Solace 3 is interesting because the water is in a I know you haven't been there yet. It's in like a ravine. It's very like much like the Grand Canyon, and once you go down into the Grand Canyon, there's no way to climb up it like there is here. It is just a straight cliff wall, and so once you get, I haven't figured out how to get up once I've jumped down there yet. But there is some really interesting like waterfalls there, and like and rivers and little pools that form that makes it a really interesting place probably for the fishing aspect of the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out Solace 3.
And Yeah, I want to go. I want to go hang out with you after the podcast because I want to show you that some spots. But like as we're actually making pretty good time, like I mean, this is a pretty easy because we have like a nice straight run to it. But like from here to like that island, it's only going to take us like a couple minutes to get there, if that. Yeah. Man, we need to get you on for like our strategizing all the time because like we're gonna come to crunch time. It's gonna come whether they decide to push it off or not. It's gonna come fast, and we're all gonna. The only one who's gonna be completely ready for it is like Racer because like he's already just like systematically going from land plot to land plot, making his calculation of what it has and what it doesn't have, and putting it into his spreadsheet. So.
Oh my gosh!
We're
I'm not
behind
that
the eight ball.
I'm not that. That
I
technical on it.
I hope.
Yeah.
I kind of hope that they do like a first person view as well. I would like that.
Yeah. Man.
That way people can actually use VR goggles or something like that. That'd be cool.
That'd be
Imagine
crazy.
playing this game in VR.
I mean, well, it's not. I mean, we're not going to be imagining it in like a few years because that's part of their plan for sure.
Yeah.
I was sure there was going to be a fishing spot indicator right down here,
too.
and I'm I'm surprised that there isn't. But I do see some land plots over here. Maybe it's more over
Like
here.
this land plot up here looks pretty good. Like it's secluded, but you still have a city right next to you.
Oh wait, look behind, look
What?
behind us and do the thing.
Do the thing. There it is.
Looks like it's probably on this little.
I saw my first fish.
Island. Really? Are they down there?
Oh,
or is
wait.
it?
That was your shadow on the ground. That was your shadow on the ground of the lake.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Can you imagine like someone who doesn't know about this game though, who like watches the podcast and they're like, "Yo, you can't actually walk on water in real life. This game sucks." And,
it's beta.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that these poor people working on this game have to deal with. They create this like amazing world, and then people are like, "Yeah, but the walking on the water is crap."
But still, I can't. Probably the thing that blew me away the most was the water. I mean, just how good it looks.
Yeah.
How the reflections look. I mean, Glimpse of Solace didn't do it justice. They took it away too, right? So this is our first chance of us looking at.
They removed Glimpse of Solace.
The
water.
Oh, the water.
Yeah, because I think they were.
Because the water that we're talking about is definitely not. This isn't the same water.
No.
So it's they took the water off.
I see.
And yeah.
Hey, there's another fishing spot right here.
This is a placement, like a placement water.
Mm.
In terms of the land plots, let's see how many we got going here. We got 6,832 holders of land plots.
I'm mystified, but because like so many people came out of the woodworks to play Solace, and it makes me wonder, like, I wondered how many people bought land plots and then just moved on from the game and then aren't here to claim it.
Right,
like
they aren't here. Yeah, they aren't here anymore.
And like I think that I thought the number was higher than it will actually be because I think they're all just hiding in the shadows.
Yeah, I'm curious. That's literally what I'm curious about. Is just because that's why I feel like not all of them are going to be claimed, because there are those people that that you, like you said, they bought these land plots when they came out, and they probably decided to go get off crypto, or maybe they went off to a different chain and they haven't been keeping up with the cornucopious news and what's happening, because it happens. I mean, people fall off, and maybe they'll come back to cornucopious once the name starts being a household name, right? And then they'll come back finally out of nowhere, and then next thing you know, these land plots will be claimed at that point. But who knows, right? And it's all speculation, but I do feel like they're not all going to be claimed.
I think this is a premium land plot right here. This has Mythic written to me all over it. What do you think?
Oh, where are you guys at? Dang it!
Even the cool rock structure out of the water. I mean, it's a cool view. You get the mountains right here. You get some water, the trees. Yeah, this is premium.
It's a medium right here on the water, right not far from the fishing spot. I mean, it's secluded. There's like no one around. It's like this little like island here. I mean, I guess there's another one over here, but it's not right next to you.
What size is it?
It's a medium.
Medium. Okay.
Yeah, and then is this on the water too? Oh yeah, these are all on the water. This is like Lakeview's properties over here.
Lakefront properties.
I think another thing that's gonna change the perspective of the sizes are gonna be what can you fit in them, right? It's based on the size of the square meters of each of the different crafting levels, right? The crafting station levels, whether it's gonna be like a 2 meter by by 4 meters for like a bench for the woodworking bench, and then you get into a bigger station and so on. And I'm curious, and how many can you how many can you fit, and how does that work, right?
Yeah,
like it's very interesting. That's going to also play a big role into the economy.
Man, I'm actually really liking this. I mean, this right here looks like really good farmland to me. It's like really green grass. It's like
it's just like rice paddies.
Yeah. I mean, God, I hope they have like a Japan. I mean, I've been to Japan, and I like if they're doing like a geographic like location, like some of the places in Japan would be freaking amazing.
That would be sweet, like the cherry wood
trees. Cherry blossom. Yeah, cherry
blossoms
that was for sure.
and
yeah. Yeah, so Eddie, you've been working on some maps. Do you want to like, because we don't really the maps that we have don't have the towns on them. Like, do you want to show that on screen real quick?
We can pull it up. You can kind of basically see that. So as a tip for people who are just getting into Solace, once you go from the resort, from Toledo Valley Resort, and you make your way through the Cloud Gate, you're going to be going to the Solace Hub in the center. I forget the actual name of the center. Is it just like the center city, I guess?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe we need to find out what that's called, like where the living quarters are there in the center.
So whatever that area is, there is at the before you go up the stairs, if you'll notice, there is a blue line which is not in service at the moment, and then there's also a red line. The red line goes counterclockwise around to all the different like towns or that are that we did the war search for. So those are all listed on the map, as you can see. So I made a map as well as the route that the train takes as well. So you'll see that all on that. And I did that for Solace 2, and I've completed it as well for Solace 3. And I'm in the process of doing it for Solace 1. So maybe we'll get that. So you'll probably see that up on screen. So get your phones ready, get your screenshots ready to go, because this is something I hope that helps people out. That way you can kind of be able to travel through Solace with ease. Just take the train down and just the train is probably the fastest way to obviously get around if we don't get mounts or anything like that. So definitely use this to help guide you.
I am stuck.
Are you guys noticing that the clouds are actually moving, and when there's a sunny part in the sky, it's bright, and then when the cloud goes over the sun, it darkens a little bit? Have you noticed that?
It darkens, yeah.
Just a little detail that's just got me.
So crazy. The rays of sunshine. I mean, I think they thought of a lot of things, I will say. There was a little bit of a glitch here and there where the sun was reflecting in the water, but it was like really cloudy up top, right? So it was like, I was like, like during a sunset, right? But I mean, not sure that they'll work that out.
So I thought of that too, because I thought it was a moon, because I saw a reflection when I was running on the water when it was dark, and then I just realized it was my light that I had over me. So I was like, man, it's a bug, it's a glitch, but it wasn't. It was just me with my light on, and that's what it was showing.
Yeah, it's like user error. It was the glitch.
I'm also curious as to how much in terms of weather will we get? Will we get, rain? Will we get snow?
Well, they talked about it for the racetracks. Like, I mean, who was it that was talking about it in Discord when they were talking? Oh, it was Scruffy was saying, and he was asking like when snow, and they were like, not this year.
It's like we don't want to open a can of worms.
Yeah, let's get Solace actually working right before we try to break it with rain and snow.
It's like, come on, enjoy all the green first. Let's go. Come on.
I mean, someone also asked, like, in certain areas, it looked like the water level might change. Like, and we know from the wiki that there's like natural disasters and stuff. Maybe like I think it would be freaking crazy and awesome if like a flash flood was an option. Especially in like the the canyon area. Like if that was a potential hazard for like the places that are property down like in the canyons, would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it didn't happen to me. I mean, I open up an insurance company for your land and
tornadoes.
You're paying the premium. Yeah, tornadoes.
Hurricane insurance.
That one's near and dear to my heart. Here in the
all
state,
you Floridians.
Here in the state of Florida, where hurricanes are just a reason to like hang out and drink.
Man, it's going to be very interesting to see all this like finally be established. Like I'm thinking like 2-3 years from now, how this is all going to look. Because it's all flatlands, all these land plots are everywhere. How busy is it going to be when it goes live? And I'm curious how they're going to be, how they're going to handle the lighting system in this game, right? Because obviously we all already mentioned that it's really, really, really dark when the sun goes down. So I'm curious, does that work in tangent with like the daily events, in terms of like leveling up your district? Do they get better infrastructure? Did they get actual sidewalks instead of like this gravel path that I'm walking on right now? And will there be street lighting? And how does that get built? Is it built by the community? Is it built by the devs based on voting? I don't know. I'm very interested to know. Well, I see paths right here, like just gravel paths, but maybe one day they can be, paved at some point.
Or I would like, or just put like signs on the road to be like path to like this way here or something. But
yeah.
I mean, right now it's the Wild West, buddy. We're out here. We're frontiersmen. We're trying to discover where we're gonna plot our lands, and we're gonna raise our steer and family, and
Yeah, because Rapid Meadows seems to have like an actual gravel path, like as I'm walking around here, and it has like paths that lead up to like some medium and some small plots. So, like it looks like it's already been prepared that way. Versus not a lot of places that I've seen have this. So it's very interesting landscape. Like it definitely planned out for certain areas have this built out, but then certain areas are very randomized.
Yeah.
Or at least it appears it's more random versus this one.
Well, we know it was all hand placed.
So Rapid Meadows seems like a good town to build in, to be honest.
I feel like they're all going to seem like you're going to find redeeming qualities on all of them. It's really going to just come down unless they tell us, like this land plot is going to have this available to it. And this land plot's going to have, mining or something available to it. Unless you know that, you're never going to really have any good idea of the value of the land. Right.
Well, just looking at the geography of the map, like there's like water all to the southwest. There's there's the mountain and the canyons. It probably has mining which is where you guys are currently right now. It just seems like Rapid Meadows is probably going to be a really good location.
I found some mines. I've seen the mines before. They're already where they're going to be are already on the map. It's just boarded up right now. So like. I wonder if that's all there's going to be, or if there's going to be, like maybe like, somewhere along the way, there's so much rock here. There's so many mountains, are they're going to be like, oh, we found this ore in this mountain. And then like, in season, whatever, there's a new mine there.
Yeah, they could definitely, that's the thing too. They could definitely change things. I mean, at any point in time that they want. And out of nowhere, yeah, they could be a mine out of nowhere. I mean, I could see that happening completely. I mean, that's basically what Fortnite does almost every other season, right? Like they change the landscape of the map itself.
I've been going back and watching, like I said, some of the old interviews, and like Rob does mention Fortnite quite a bit as like a as something that they've researched and studied as an example of how that gets a lot of things right. And I wouldn't be surprised if we look back like some years from now and there's like we see a lot of similarities in the economy and just the overall concept for borrowed from Fortnite.
I think he's mentioned the skins a few times too,
it's,
like the skins in Fortnite, and just like how they how they just were very successful with that, and how everybody wants to be different. Everyone wants an original look, right? Just like but we can all have that already in Cornucopias with this avatar creator.
Yeah, they're not going to sell us a lot of skins. That's not going to really. I mean, maybe I don't like specialized options on your own avatar is something that you like you get horns or something.
Outfits,
like outfits.
I want a flight suit and cowboy boots and a cowboy hat, but we don't have that yet. But if I was able to purchase that, I would. I'm just if that was there and they were like, hey, you got to give me 100 kopie for it, I'd say, yeah, take my money, take my kopie.
Are you a Texan originally? I know you're out there in the West Coast now. Is that like
I'm
you just want to live that cowboy life?
Yeah, why not? I'm from California, so in the video game, I want to be a cowboy and Goose from Top Gun. So and just just throw it together. And
I mean, just give you like a pickaxe, you can be a 49er.
Exactly.
Go out there and do some. I'm gonna find some gold.
There's gonna be some NPC that says that.
Right? Like have you seen like this big hole in this wall here? This is kind of amazing. Like it's like down here.
You're on the opposite side.
I don't even know. We just split up, I guess. But yeah, I mean, what I got on my screen right now is like worth seeing. If you can make your way over here,
I'm looking at a hole right now. Dang it, Fo! I'm like trying to chase you down, and you keep getting further away from me.
Well, okay. So like, I'm down in the.
You're like, look at this hole.
Are you down in? Are you guys down in the ravine now?
We're making our way. We had to get around a mountain to get to you. That's like you went around a mountain. It's like probably one of those. Like again, I definitely want like a photo mode. I hope that they add that to this game. They really do think that this game is worthy enough to have people take like have a photo mode available. That way, the avatars aren't around. I mean, you can have the avatars around, obviously, but it would be nice to be able to take some shots with or without the avatar, and just be able to like capture those nice Solace Solace-esque pictures, similar to what like what's her name that had mentioned that she wants to capture those moments, right? And I think that's what was her name again? Catherine, I think it was. She had mentioned that she was like, I want to make these moments, these capture moments, and
So I think this view that we have right here. I'm gonna call it a podcast. Goose, thanks for hanging out with us and shooting the breeze on this like Solace celebration that we're doing here.
Claim your kopie on Drip Drops. You only have until the 16th of September to claim your rewards from all the staking land plots. Also from we'll also go ahead and provide liquidity on base BNB. I mean, just support those changes as well. I mean, this is chain agnostic, and it's going to help Kopie out as well. And just talk about the game. Mention it to certain people. Get them to try it. Awesome.
As always, Eddie and I thank the Knights Guild for letting us be a part of their amazing community. We got some good guild stuff coming up in the future, so definitely keep your eyes open for that. Make sure you follow us and the Knights Guild on X. You can always find more information about Knights Guild on their Discord And there's some really good people in that community. If you ever want to ask questions, you can ask them because they're always super happy to answer. And now that we're getting towards the land grab, now is the time to start thinking about guilds and guild utility and land utility and all that stuff. We really appreciate the efforts today. Like today, more than any day, the efforts of the entire team, Rob, Josh, everybody, David, all the developers. Like, thank you for this. This is really, I actually had a tweet today saying that this has been the most awe-inspiring gaming experience of my life. And I'm going back to Atari, 2600 and all the way up to now, that this has definitely been the best gaming experience that I've ever had. Make sure, you subscribe to Around the Corn, because we have some exciting things coming up in the future, and we hope you all are kind of be coming around to watch it, because there's some good stuff we got in the works.
Oh yeah.
All right. Cool. Thanks, Eddie. Thanks, Goose.
Thank you, guys.
Oh yeah.
Come, let us gingerly touch our tips. Game on!